Hi everyone, Jared here. Time for the market video update. We have had a crazy couple days in the market, lots of big movements. We see that the Dow and the S&P have had some pretty bad days. Equities are down quite a bit. Oil's down a big chunk. Gold is down hugely. We're going to look at gold chart in just a second. And the Dow and S&P, we saw about 125 points down on the Dow and 15 or so down on the S&P. So big down days, which mean big dollar rally days, and we have seen that. We've grabbed some good pips along the way. Quick little look at what we've seen so far. Lots of news over the last 24 hours. Interest rate announcements for the European Union, keeping things steady at 1%. Some fair U.S. reports. We had a press conference for the ECB. Just lots and lots of news. Coming up tomorrow, we've got lots and lots of additional news coming. We've got interest rates out of the UK. We've got the statement out of the Bank of England as well, and then just a lot of other news also. So it's going to be an active day tomorrow, I'm expecting. Just a quick look at the dollar index. Remember, we've been keeping a really close eye on this whole 79 area, and we dipped just slightly below it, but we've been kind of staying above it. And with these recent runs over the last 12 to 24 hours, we're just about back to that 80 mark, and looks like we're going to break it. So this trend line we've been watching the entire time here seems to be holding, and looks like that dollar index is going to continue up. So we grabbed a nice trade, some nice pips out of this euro dollar. We closed it for about 110 pips profit. As you can tell, we got in too late and got out too early and still grabbed over 100 pips on it. But big movements here, and the euro dollar is now getting into some slightly overextended territory, I think, for at least this recent movement. This 131.50 is kind of always a crucial level, and the market, the euro particularly, likes to kind of go above and below that quite a bit, and we've seen it happen quite a bit lately. Dipped down just below that to just shy of 131.00 even, and it's kind of trying to work its way back up to that 131.50. We might have a little something to do above this 131.50. We're going to look at that in a second. But you can see that the euro has stayed very nicely in this channel right here. It's been a battle. It's definitely been up and down a couple of months here, just battling that level. But it's staying below this descending trend line here and in this daily channel. Everything's looking pretty good. It's staying below these highs and looks like it's going to be able to continue down. Like I said, these are kind of typical for those pre-summer movements. We get lots and lots of movement kind of a month or two before summer, and then summer kind of settles into a channel a little bit. But I think this is that pre-summer movement we've seen. So we're probably going to see this euro continue down and break 130 and even get into the mid to high 120s in the coming kind of weeks or so. What to look for right now, here's what I'm keeping my eye on. I'm just looking at this 5-minute chart. We've got a nice little trend line right here. I think if the euro, first of all, if it gets back below probably about 131.30-ish area. You can see that right about here. I think that's probably going to be a good little sell area. So back below 131.30, we might have an opportunity to sell this back into those lows, which is about 25 pips. Nice little run there. So watch 131.30. But likewise, if it breaks above 131.50, I think there's probably about 20 to 30 pips on the upside there as well. So this may actually be looking for some bigger retracement into about the 131.75, 80, even 132.00 area, at which point we'd look to short the pair once again. But I think that's going to be kind of the short-term movement. So look for a break above 131.50 to buy, or a break below 131.30 to sell. So that little channel right there is going to be the thing to watch, and we're going to be watching for some selling opportunities just below that. So keep an eye on that. Pound dollar has really moved as well. This thing has made some very nice runs. We saw it just couldn't do much with 160. It tried to get above 160, and it actually did by quite a bit, about 50-60 pips above that. Stayed shy of these highs right here, and overall has just been very, very choppy with some big spikes in there, but really choppy movement over the last couple of months. And now it's kind of getting back below and back down into some possible downtrending movements. It stopped here. Its turning point here was right around pretty close to 158.50, just a few pips below that, but that's kind of a key area on this pound dollar that it continues to test over and over again. So that's going to be an important area to break, 158.50, and get back below it. It's currently sitting at about 158.85. Looks like it might try to test that 159.00 area again. Here's what I'm going to be looking for on this one, though. If we get back above 159.100, 159.10, I think this is going to be a good little buying opportunity. So kind of watch this area. Here's about 159.10, and like I said, if we get back above that, I think there's probably 20 to 30 pips to get this back into, closer to the 159.50-ish area. So we're going to keep an eye on a buy option above 159.10. However, if it stays kind of where it is and stays kind of in that lower area, then we're going to be looking for about 158.60, 65 right in there to sell it. So we want to get it kind of back below some of this stuff, but I think about 158, 60 or so should give us a nice opportunity to trade this back down into those lows, which was about 158.35, and hopefully break that and continue down below these lows of today. So right around 158.65-ish should be a good sell area, or above 159.10 should be a good buy area on this channel. So we're just seeing some retracement right now. This could very likely continue down, so watch that 158.60, 65 area. That should be a nice little sell opportunity. Euro yen, I don't look at this pair much, but this has definitely got my attention. This high up here, which is just right around 111.50. The market tested it with that wick and then just pulled all the way back, hundreds and hundreds of pips, ran all the way back up to it, and is once again failing off that. That's a huge double top on this pair right here. You can see that very, very dramatically stated here on this weekly chart. So I think this euro yen is getting kind of interesting here, as it kind of broke below this area, which was about 108.50. Lots of congestion, lots of support right in that general area, and as it got below that, it's now coming into contact with this trend line right here, which has been tested and tested and tested. If it starts to break that, I think we've got ourselves a nice little sell opportunity kind of below this low, which the low is almost 108.00. It's just a little bit above that. But if we start getting below that, the lowest point of it there is about 107.90. So getting below that should be a very nice little sell opportunity to continue selling through this big trend line break. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that and looking for some sell entries there. And let's just on a side note here, let's just keep our eye on these trend lines right here. If it kind of fails to break that low and starts working its way back up above this 108 kind of 50-60. 108, 60, 70 really area, then this could turn into a nice little buy opportunity. But I think I'm going to be watching for the break of that low, which is about 107.90, and we should have some nice pips to be had on that run down there. Pound yen looking pretty choppy. Aussie dollar is looking kind of interesting. This Aussie dollar has a big trend line that it's been trying to work with for quite a while. Finally broke below it, broke below this big support, which was 103.80, and it's down below that now and has made some very nice runs. So the Aussie dollar now is reaching, it's starting to creep into some oversold territory, but not by a ton. It's just had some pretty strong runs lately. So we're going to look for a little bit of retracement, but I think back here on this 5-minute chart we can kind of see what's going on. On this Aussie dollar, if we get back below this trend line area, it might be a good little selling opportunity right below about 102.50. That's going to be just kind of a typical little congestion area, 102.50. Trade that down into about 102.100, 102.10. So there's probably about 40 or 50 pips left in that. However, if it doesn't give us much of a break there and starts to head back up, 102.65, so really not that far away, just 15 or less than 20 pips away. If it runs to the upside, look for a break above 102.65, and I think we've got about 20 to 25 pips and a break above that. So that should be a nice little area, and then just put your stops below this, below these lows here, which once again are only about 20 pips. So there should be a little one-to-one trade going on there, and that looks like that should be pretty good. But again, if this gets below 102.50, we'll probably just see it kind of continue to trickle down. So let's watch for that. Gold has made some big runs. We saw gold react hugely to the FOMC statement and then just continue on hugely, just way down here. So gold's kind of getting back into some of the lows here, and we'll just kind of watch it and see where it goes and see how it goes and so on. But I'll keep updating that with the UK notes. But it's just trending down nicely, and that's supporting this dollar rally that we see happening. So really all we're looking for today is maybe a couple of opportunities to buy on some breakouts up, very short term, but we're looking to get short on all of these pairs once again, once they retrace a little bit into some of those highs. If they don't retrace, we've got some nice trend lines and some supports to buy, or excuse me, to sell on the breakout. So good trades and good setups. Best of luck, everyone. I'll have some more updated details coming in the chat.